Which brings us to our fourth tip, which is positive feedback loop. What do I mean by it? Boom! What's going on, you lovely people? This is Mayank from Boss Batman, and what I want to talk about today is how to create absolute certainty and how to be certain of yourself. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So let me give you a backstory that I was so extremely doubtful of myself back then when I didn't know anything, especially throughout my college days. And I want to look like someone who just know what he's doing. And internally, what I really wanted was, I just want things to flow through me and just be at ease. And I wanted to be certain with who I was. And to be honest, as cheesy as it may sound, that I looked on this topic for so long. I tried so many motivational video, Sandeep Maheshwari, and there's so many other guys. But as you know that they don't help, and I was sick of myself, letting down always, every time. And the funny thing is, I thought that this is something you're born with, which was crazy. But then I realized that this is something which doesn't happen with a trick or with a tip. So as I started to learn this, over time I learned different things, and each things, they just help me build on top of each other. It's like a layer. So your foundation is solid, but then if you want to get to first floor, second floor, third floor, so these different floors act as foundation for the upper floor. So I was learning different things, and I learned so many things, and there are few things which really accelerated my growth in terms of learning how to be self-certain. If you think about it, you have a foundation, which is your self-esteem. Then your first floor, you have second floor, third floor. Each floor acts as foundation for the above floor. So similarly, these different things that I've learned, they act as foundation for the other things. So that's how, over time I learned lots of things. And now, to be honest, I have so much self-certainty. It's like self-doubt have no place here. So let's find out these mind technologies and which can help you be more certain of yourself. So the first thing is focus. So think of focus as self-certainty. So think of self-certainty, it's a state of mind, right? And so if we talk about it like depression, then sadness, then neutrality, or maybe hopelessness, then there's self-certainty, then courage, these kind of things, they all move from low to high, right? So it's a state of mind. And if you want to reach to self-certainty, think of it as, right now if you're not self-certain, that means you have doubt, right? So you're kind of at the bottom and you want to reach here. So self-certainty is like your state of mind. And how you get to this state of mind is, whatever you focus on, it is gonna grow in your life. As I've already told you in my previous videos, that whatever you're gonna focus on will grow in your life. So you focus on the bad part of your life, that's why you are not self-certain. So focus is very important. So instead of focusing on your past failures, which if you're not aware of your different mental thoughts, then it is going to be automatic. You're automatically gonna think and feel that has happened with you over your life, throughout your life. And then once you're focusing on these bad part of your life, all your failures and everything bad that has happened with you, your mind is gonna shut and you're not gonna be self-certain, and it is gonna block everything that makes you more certain and even makes you more confident. So what you gotta do is you gotta focus on the things that just pushes you to get your mental state to a more positive one. It can be anything. Even though, let's just say something happened with you where you were like on top of your shit and you did an awesome job in your work and in your life, in your business, right? You did an awesome job. You made a sale, or you did something where everybody just loved you, even it happened 10 years ago. And if you focus on that part, you are gonna get, because of that, you're gonna get so much positive emotions, and this thing is gonna bring so much self-certainty. So focus is very important. Then the second thing is new knowledge. So whenever you're doing something, right, and you just get this new knowledge about a certain topic. So let's just say you're somebody who have never done sales, and they tell you this new knowledge that, if you want to close a sale, you gotta ask them questions and you gotta get them to say yes, right? It's a new knowledge. So if you're gonna pitch with this new knowledge, then you're going to perform a lot better than an average guy, because it's a new knowledge to you. So this thing is going to bring so much certainty, but you have to keep in mind that where does it coming from and who is telling you this. So if this new knowledge is by a person who you're not really connected with or who you do not trust, then it is not going to work. But if it is given by you, by somebody which you really trust and admire, then you're going to take it to the heart and you're going to believe it 100%. So believing is really key, because if you believe in something, you engages that thing with your emotions. So believing is very important, which brings us to our third tip, which is imagination. So think of imagination as it is a future that you have already in your mind, but it's not a reality. But to your brain, the brain will think it's a reality, because the brain do not know the difference between memories and imagination. And your brain is gonna treat imagination as memories and give you emotions. So if you're gonna think that whatever you're doing, right? So if you're gonna think that you're gonna win, and just visualizing, basically you're winning and everybody's loving you, and to your brain is going to think that it's just a memory and this is what happened to you, and then your brain is going to give you emotions, and these emotions are going to create actions in you. So that brings in more certainty in you. So what you got to do is just imagine something that really pumps you up and feed off of these emotions that you get inside you and push them in your action, and then that way you can create massive self-certainty. Which brings us to our fourth tip, which is positive feedback loop. What do I mean by it? So what I mean is that any small victory that you get, you are gonna celebrate it as if you won the match. Are you getting me? So whenever something happened with you, even as small as taking action, so that small action is a positive feedback, right? And then this feedback, you're gonna feed it back into your brain and think that you did an awesome job. So think of positive feedback loop as, so you're taking an action and you're just seeing that action as a win already, even though you have not won the match, or you have not gotten your desired results, but still you are conditioning your mind, and basically you're hijacking your mind so that it gives you positive emotions and give you the self-certainty, so that with your every small action your mood is going to go up and you're going to feel great. And this great, by that I mean that you're going to get to the state of self-certainty, because your mind is going to think that 2 minutes ago you just won, then before that you won, and then you won, then you won. So it's kind of related to momentum. In a very small time you're gonna gain so much momentum and so much self-certainty that so your brain is gonna think that you did an awesome job. It is gonna give you that state that you're looking for, and then so what you're doing is you are feeding back that positive feedback that you get and feeding it back to your brain with these emotions, and then your brain is gonna take even greater action, and that's how over time you can build so much certainty. But the thing is, this thing is not automatic. You have to put some effort, and by some effort I mean a lot of effort. Initially it is going to be difficult, so initially you have to put so much effort in awareness. So once you're aware, then you're going to teach your mind that every small thing is a victory, and this gives signals to your brain that you won when you win, and then your brain is going to give you these positive emotions, and these emotions are going to feed back in to your brain and give you better state, more self-certainty. Then this self-certainty, you're going to take better action, going to get better result, and just it's positive feedback, keep feeding back, and that's how you can create so much self-certainty. It's crazy. Which brings us to our fifth and final technology, which is assumption. So you're going to think that with every work you're doing, every action you're taking, you are gonna get positive result. Why you're doing this is because assuming positive results is giving signals to your brain so that you don't have self-doubt, and self-doubt is a killer of self-certainty and even your confidence. So it's very important that you assume that you're gonna get positive results even though you are not getting it, and even though you're getting the opposite, because it doesn't help you in getting the result. I mean, it does, but not the way you think it will. So what do I mean by it? That, when you assume that you are going to get positive results, what your brain is going to do is that you are going to get into this flow state, because there is no self-doubt. So there's no one to jam your brain, to put an end to whatever action you're taking. And it's major key that you have to do it, because self-doubt will kill all your state. So you have to assume positive results no matter what. And it is not for getting results, but it is for your brain, so your brain will not give you the self-doubt, and then you can really get into this flow state. So all these technologies, they work off each other. You gotta understand these 5 things. And make them a part of your life so that you can win, right? So I hope you learned something new with this video, and I hope that you're making yourself a better person. And if you like this content, I want you to subscribe this channel, comment something that you're really struggling with, and like this video. Thank you.